a good leader will find out what the strengths and weaknesses for the team members, right? And just work with that. And not everyone's the same, and just put a blanket approach to leadership and managing people.
How do you find the strengths and weaknesses?
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, we do it quite often called Gallup Strengths Finder. That's awesome. That's just one of the tools, really. There's so many psychological stuff out there that we can use, but it's just really getting to know who that person you're working with, what sort of management style you should adopt to fit their learning curve and how to grow them, take them to success as well. You can't just say, oh, this person doesn't kickstart things himself, and you just keep forcing things for him to kickstart it himself. Like, it just
you
doesn't
got to
work.
stop telling and directing. You got to start asking questions.
Yeah.
Like if you just ask questions, you'll get to the bottom of the whatever the problem is, or take them to somewhere further. You know, like and I think that's a problem where it's like, can you do this for me? Like, hey, do you think you have some time this week to help me out? Like, it's such a different conversation. Like, you know, and they're like, oh, actually, I'm busy. Oh, okay, cool. Can I help you? Like, you know, like you're just having a conversation, like rather than go, hey, man, sort this out. Tell me next week how you go. Like,
but I think that's again that strengths finder within BetterCo, and we're using it across all of our team. It is so powerful for personal growth as well. And you even look at it from a personal perspective. And which of your top 5? I'll ask you, Alistair. Which of your top 5 resonates to you to be a great leader? Do you think?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I've just recently done it. I was quite surprised. I thought I was an introvert, right? But my first one was actually positivity. I'm a very positive person. No surprises there. But one of them was woo. Woo meaning I love the breadth of network and things. And I really used that in the last 6 months to network more, go out to one-on-ones, and just trying to find out what really fits me as a leader and how I can replicate that to my team, to my clients, and to you guys as well. And I've just really found myself.
I think that's the important thing, like finding your own strengths. Is really important. Like if you don't know yourself and you don't know what you're good at and bad at, it's incredibly hard to be a good leader. It's incredibly hard to learn because you got to find out if you're not good at reading, or if you're not good at asking good questions. Like, you got to find out what are you good at in terms of how you learn, and then you got to find out what are your strengths, and how do you use that to be a better person and therefore a better leader, perhaps.
But so leadership is an outcome, I think. Like you can't go, I want to be a better leader. Like you can't set that goal. It's like, I want to be a certain person in a certain way, and then it's just all of a sudden you become this person that people look up to. Like, but you can't. I don't think you should be like. Otherwise, you're just going to be an arrogant leader. Like,
totally.
What are you? Like, if I want to be a leader, it's like,
Hey,
like, how about you just, like you said, be a normal person. Like, have the abundance mentality, help some people out, and
But I think it's good to know going through the Strengths Finder in your top 5, right? To find out what sort of leader you are.
Yeah.
And I think, as you said, you personally, you get to know yourself a whole lot better.
Just like Naren says, self-awareness first, right? Then self-reflection, and then how to apply that to your daily life. I think a great leader starts with self-leadership.
Yeah.
If you can lead yourself into success.
Yeah.
If you have no control over your oneself, how do people look up to you?
And I think you nailed it, because if you are so happy in what you do, guess where you end up? You want to give it back to others.
Correct.
Like, you just get to this point where, like, it's the end game. I've got an abundance mentality. I'm going to give it back to everybody now. Like, and I think that's leadership, isn't it? Like, that's part
I've
of
seen the
those
opposite,
traits.
man. I've seen some very nasty managers that's so unhappy about their lives. They come into work, they blast on their juniors and delegate all the work and just say, hey, look, I'm your boss. You listen to me because I've got the high ego. And everybody leaves, right? Nobody wins. So like I say, it starts from yourself. Like, if you're not happy about your own life, you got to fix that first.
Yeah, man, I think that's the goal right there. Find yourself. If you don't have purpose in your life,
Totally
I think
agree.
you struggle.
You just feel lost, right? And your team's going to be lost.
Yeah, if you're buzzing around and losing the plot as a leader, no one's got respect for you.
Yeah. And like, looking at myself, I mean, recently I've gone through this whole health bender, right? Stop drinking, going to the gym, sauna 4 or 5 times a week, because I know I can't take stress. Like, when stress gets a bit large, I go back into the shower and I act a little bit weird, like just like everyone does. I'm still human, right? But I know what my stresses are. So when the stress is high, I need to do many things to alleviate that stress.
You're speaking my language, buddy.
Yeah, and so that I can regulate my temper within my team to be a better leader.
I have a saying, like, you have to look after number one before you look after anyone else. Like, and number one is vastly more important than the second person. Some people will disagree with me, but I believe that wholly in business, as being a dad, being a friend. If you have your shit together, you will just have positivity, less stress, and you can give back to more people. You'll make more money. Your cash flow will be better. I don't know what it is, but if you just look after yourself and then start from that as a position, as a foundational position, everything should be slightly better.
Yeah, like what Justin said, be vulnerable. Like you say it all the time, and stop having your ego so high so that other people can actually help you. I think that's the first step.
Yeah.
What are your strengths there?
Yeah, so the two that I gravitate towards are individualization and communication. Yeah. Those are the two big ones for me.
That's good ones.
So,
what's the first one mean?
So individualization means that I've got a good knowledge of different types of people,
right?
And I see the best out of people as well.
Yep.
You know, so and I think that's very strong for me as a leader. That's very good. And communication's always been key for me. I'd rather, if there's any issues, just go and talk to people and have a chat, face to face. That's what I
think people appreciate that, right? And respect that. It's like, actually, I am someone different. I'm not you. That's great. And it's like, actually, can we talk about it? It's like, oh, thank God. Like, it was doing my head in, not talking about it. So, like, I think, that makes sense.
To identify that is massive. It really is. And for people to appreciate that they are different from everyone else is fine. You don't have to go into this mold. You are individual.
Well, I think, like you see it a lot, even with businesses I talk to, it's just a lack of communication sometimes. It's like, just talk about it. Like, you've got an issue, and then you just, like, it just boils over, like, like
the drip in the bottle.
The drip in the bottle, yeah. Like, just can we just sort it out, like, today, like,
Yeah. Before
just get over yourself, like,
So
no, I think you nailed that. That's good.
What about yours, mate?
Mine will be command. So that's like my fourth one, and significance. So there's two that I lean on. The command thing is I'm ready to take charge. That's kind of the definition of that one. And then significance is like I need an opportunity to do like important work. Yes. And I feel like people just gravitate to like he's getting. I don't know. Maybe they don't. Maybe they do. I don't know. But like those are the things that
that's great.
I rely on. But those are like the influencing strengths.
Those are the ones you use to be a better leader.
Well, I don't know. Like those are the. If I was going to think about why someone would look up, what they would look up to, is like those maybe the two things.
Yeah, that's great.
I've got significance in my top 10 as well. I think the one I like these strengths. We're talking about Gallup Strengths Finder here. Like these words we're throwing around.
Look it up.
It's powerful. Shout out to Josh Cox from Yellow Umbrella. See him.
Don't do it on your own.
Totally. These are not Oxford Dictionary words, right? These words have different meanings when you look at Gallup Strengths Finder. And sometimes if you look at Gallup Strengths Finder and you have a strength, like my number one and your number one is competition. Mm-hmm. Now, that can be seen to be like we just want to win. But if you look at a lot of the things that I believe in, like a higher level of work, a higher standard than everybody else, a certain level of excellence, like all of that is just competition. Yeah. But it doesn't mean that we want to win.
No.
It just means that we always want to be better. And so as a leader, I lean on that a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. But I'm not up there every day going, oh, we need to smash all the other accountants out of the park. Like, no. I've literally never said that.
Again, one of our values, standards, right?
Yeah. So again, understand yourself and what traits do you have that you can use the most. It's really difficult to be like, hey, I'm going to be this type of leader today and that one tomorrow and that one the next day. Like, it's easier if you just have one type of you rather than 3 or 4.
Yeah, totally.